Whoa, people are already in here. What's up? I hope it's not laggy. Hold on, pull it
Oh,
up
and
on
then
my
I
phone.
probably shouldn't put this
No,
on
you
because it
definitely
will
shouldn't.
use more.
What's up, guys? BC, Canada. Is it snowing in Canada yet? It's snowing on the mountain here in Oregon. That's why I asked, not to be stupid. I'm going to share this real quick to Facebook, so please bear with us. This is my wife, Amy, if you guys aren't familiar with her. Did you just wave?
I did wave. Yeah.
All right, cool. What's up,
See?
everybody?
Gotta wave back. Hey.
Nice, nice. So the kids just went to bed. Is the mic working? Can you guys hear all right? Cool. Normally it registers down here. Nice. MTM-DM channel. Shout out to you. Christy Coulter's here.
I don't know why, but
Robin.
I feel like talking to you like.
You're weird. So we tried to go live earlier for my regular Sunday live, and my son derailed it heavily to the point where I just had to pull out. I had to whoa. I had to back out of it just cuz his behavior was getting wild. But we thought it'd be fun if we chilled out and did a little Q&A type thing. So I picked up some questions from the internet that allow you to get to know people better. So me and my wife are were newly together. How long we been together? You don't know?
I know the real number. I
What
don't
is
know
it?
if you.
13 years? Is it almost 13 years?
Yeah.
Almost 13 years we've been together. So,
My voice is getting crackly. I better not be getting sick.
all right, cool. Let's start.
Okay.
Um,
I'm not ready, but okay.
how did you get to school when you were a little kid?
Uh, how little? Elementary
I don't
school?
know. It says
School
little.
bus?
It doesn't ask. What's up, bud? You need to go to bed. No, you
Thank
need to
you,
go to bed,
sir.
pal. No, get up.
Oh boy.
And again, Preston, go get in your bed.
I,
Yep. Love you, buddy.
I'll check in on you in a little bit, okay?
Go get in your bed. What a rebel. um, I rode the school bus sometimes. I walked to school when I lived in Beaverton, which was dope. And I rode my bicycle. And
I didn't ride the bicycle.
my kids won't even ride
I
bikes. It's crazy.
rode the school bus up until high school. Then they didn't offer school busing. And so I had to ride the public bus, which was fine for a while. But then when it started getting
You
more like,
like the TriMet?
yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't have school buses. And that was before they did the light rail right by
Hmm.
the house. So I had to do two TriMet buses.
To get to school, there wasn't a closer high school.
That was the close one.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous.
So then sometimes when it was not like super rainy,
Hmm.
nasty outside, I would just walk because it was one, faster, two, not packed with weirdos, and three, it was just better. Because I remember this one time I was riding the bus home. It was in the evening after I'd hung out after school. and this person sat down by me. It was a man, much older than me, obviously, if I was a high school
I
child.
want to drink you took from me.
And he just kept like watching me and it was creeping me out. And he was trying to talk to
Oh, on the
me.
bus?
Yes. And I was
Bro,
like, not having
Portland
it.
buses are terrible.
I'm a child. Please don't talk to me. Not having it. And uh, I moved seats to get away from him. And he threw paper at me that had his phone number. And then he got off the bus. And I was never so thankful that he got off the bus.
And he
Because I was
was
like,
like a grown
please,
man?
yes. I was like, please do not follow me home.
That's
Like,
sketchy. This says, what is the first movie you can remember seeing? I guess, what's the first movie you remember going to see in the movie theater?
oh, I don't know.
Um, the first movie, the first movie I saw without my parents in the movie theater was called People Under the Stairs. Have you heard of that?
No.
Yeah, I was in fourth grade. I went with my homeboy Jason and his older sister. We went and saw People Under the Stairs, and it's
Sounds
some
like a scary movie,
it
so I would not
is
like
it
it.
is it's a movie about never mind. It's it's too crazy of a tale, but and you don't remember the first movie you went to see without your parents?
No, I remember a movie I went to see, like when I was 12 or something.
What's that?
Armageddon,
Arm.
or whatever age I was when that movie came out, because I did see it in theaters.
Um, when you were a kid, did you have a celebrity crush?
Justin Timberlake,
Really?
In Sync. What up? My friend at the time actually bought me like this collector's bear. It
Mm.
was just like this little bear in a box, and it had a JT sweatshirt on and a little hat. And I don't know.
When I was a early teenager, it was Topanga from Boy Meets World. You remember that show?
Yeah, I thought she looked weird, and then when they like got older, I was like, oh, because they
Uh,
went. It. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the same because I feel like I looked weird when I was younger, and now I feel like okay.
yeah, I thought she
I
was
don't know.
hot in those times. Did you have any childhood pets?
We
I
had
I didn't.
dogs, fish, rabbits, cats.
Well, I mean, we had dogs. Like my family had dogs sometimes.
Um,
My dad had a pot-bellied pig one time.
my little sister had a pig. That thing was cute until it got huge, and it would charge through the backyard at the glass sliding door,
Mm.
and it was just too much. Um,
Ours ate the wallpaper off the wall.
yeah, when it was a baby,
Just
it could come in the
attacked it.
house. Once it got big, it had to stay living outside.
That's terrible.
And then my mom got us little lizards that we were supposed to help take care of, but we had to make her feed it the crickets because
Because you
there
guys
was
wouldn't do
no
it.
way I was gonna touch the bugs.
That's why you don't get kids pets, man. Because then you end up just taking care of it the whole time. All right.
But that's the thing is like she was excited to see how excited we were about it.
What did you watch on TV when you were young?
Like how young?
It just says
When I
young.
was
Like, come on.
littler, I liked Fraggle Rock, and I don't know,
When I
lots of cartoons. I still watch
when I was
cartoons.
young, we didn't have a lot of channels back then, and so my family on like Sundays we would watch The Simpsons and that type of stuff.
We watched that, yeah.
Yeah, and in
When
living color, we watched it in living color because my parents were kind of young, so we watched fun stuff.
uh we watched a lot of the Disney Channel because my mom would take us to my grandma's in the
Yeah,
morning,
we didn't have the
and we
Disney
would
Channel.
watch Mouser-Size. So it was like
Yeah,
super early in the morning, dark outside, and we're just rocking out to that. Mickey Mouse
Lost
Club.
in Space. When I was in sixth grade. Okay, so I preface this by saying I had a black and white television. Okay, in my room when I was in sixth grade. So I woke up early in the morning and one day and saw Lost in Space on TV, and then I tried to tell my my stepdad Tony that I found this new show that was crazy dope, and it's called Lost in Space. And he's like, "Man, you're stupid. That's like a 30-year-old show." But in my defense, it was all black and white because I had a black and white TV.
When I got older, I used to watch Nick at Night. at my grandma's and we
Yeah,
watch.
I like that. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark and stuff like that?
I think that came on before. It was
Mm.
like when I should have been going to sleep. It was like old shows that would come on. Like what is it? Like Bewitched
Oh
and
yeah, I Love Lucy and that type of
Happy
stuff.
Days. I liked
I
that.
do like Happy
Fonzie.
Days. Yeah,
That was a good show.
you don't get like reruns anymore from old school. Like that's what I remember from being a kid.
They are bringing back. What did I see? All that
Yeah,
or something.
but
It's not
it's
going to be
gonna
have
be
any.
new people type stuff.
I'm sure they'll probably have like guest
Uh,
appearances from
what
people
happened when you were sick?
from school.
Come on, man.
Why didn't I need
There's
specifics
one
here?
line. Like you gotta just answer what I asked you. When I was sick, like if I was throwing up or whatever, I remember I was such a baby, man. I would sit there and cry in the bathroom. I always try to get my mom to rub my back.
That became the place where you sleep is the
Oh,
bathroom
I
floor
sleep on
because
the
it's
floor.
cold.
Oh yeah, I used to love that.
Um, but if like we were sick from school with a cold, we watched Will no, what's the one in the morning?
I don't know.
10
I
a.m.
don't know what you're talking about.
Drew Carey does it now. Price is Right. So
Oh,
we would get
game
7 Up
shows.
and Pedialyte, and we'd watch that.
I would watch
I still
Sports
watch
Center.
that too.
Like in high school, if I was sick from school, I'd just chill and watch Sports Center. Um, do you remember being babysat? Like, not by your grandparents or something. Do you remember having like a babysitter ever?
Your Wi-Fi's on your phone. Turn it off.
This is a picture, dude.
It's still running in the background, isn't it?
Um,
Adult Pedialyte? What's that? I don't know that I've heard of that.
I like kids Pedialyte anyway.
Anytime I hear somebody like reference something as adult, I just immediately think of like beer or
Like grown up, like
yeah.
with liquor. Imagine having Pedialyte with
Yeah, I mean, I
vodka,
guess that defeats the
chasing
purpose,
vodka
but
with Pedialyte.
maybe put stuff back in while you're
Um.
draining your body of the other stuff. I don't know.
Anyway, so when this cousin of mine was babysitting us, my sister was 2 years younger than me. I mean, she probably would have been in third grade, maybe second grade. She was riding on the handlebars of somebody's bike in the apartments we lived in, and they wrecked, and she fell and busted out all of her teeth. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
it
I
was
always
bad.
remember just going to my grandma's house, and then when I was old enough, I did the dang thing.
I'm just making sure that our connection's good now.
My neck
All right.
hurts.
Why?
I think my head's gonna fall off.
What outfit did your parents force you to wear that you hated? Did your parents pick out your clothes when you were a kid?
I mean, up to a certain point, and then when we were younger,
Uh,
we would always do pictures in Daisy Kingdom dresses. They
I don't
were
know what you're talking about.
heavy dresses that they were cute then. Now,
Mm.
I think that's maybe why.
My mom told them I wouldn't wear anything but sweats to school.
That's like the boys now. They only want to wear basketball shorts and sweats.
I
And
know.
Taylor doesn't mind jeans. She likes jeans. She like me. I don't mind them.
What was the worst haircut or hairstyle you ever had? Bangs McGee.
Okay, you see my forehead when I was in like elementary school still. I got a perm because I had such fine, thin hair that I just, it was, uh, and I think that ever since then, my hair has just been messed up.
Yeah, ruined it for life, huh? So when I was young, I had long hair and shorter over here. Some may call it a mullet.
Like
Um,
Joe Dirt.
uh, I like to think he took his style from me, but yeah, definitely. But now I would pay anything to have that back. I'd rock a mullet right now if I could. Gonna be in Oregon. Romania, huh? That's crazy. That's a long adventure.
I remember this one time we got grounded and like uh had to go to our room and stuff. It was never really bad. I mean, I'm not like the bad kid, so that was the extent. Except for this one time, I remember I was calling my sister names, and my mom asked me to stop. Asked me to stop. Told me I'm gonna put hot sauce on your face if you don't. And I didn't
Nice.
believe her, so I just kept on going, kept on going. And then at our old house, how the
Mm-hmm.
kitchen had it in and out, in and out.
Mm-hmm.
And she came after me with the hot sauce because she was not joking, and she chased me around the kitchen until she caught me. She hot sauced me. I that's when I knew she was not joking. Like she was
That's crazy.
done.
What's up, Miss Hobbs? One time, I don't know why, but one time I came out of pocket of my mom and I called her the B word, and she smacked my face like I ain't never been smacked before. I deserved it. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, I can't even remember what possibly could have triggered something like that. But that was, yeah, the worst thing
Do
I
you
did as a
remember
kid.
corded phones?
Yeah,
Like, could you imagine these guys having to maintain
they don't talk to nobody.
their?
They don't talk
Yeah,
by
but I'm
this
just
age.
saying.
I was on both phones at one time.
Uh,
I was calling people on the three-way line and everything.
we asked for a longer cord,
Hmm. So you
and
could
so
get
we could go
privacy
around
to the
into
back
the
of the living
other
room.
room. Yeah, not like we were just talking about anything crazy, but
Um, what was your favorite toy?
I had lots of Barbies,
Yeah,
tons
I
of
I
Barbies.
changed from time. So when I was super young, I had every He-Man figure you could get, Castle Grayskull, um, all the stuff, and then but wrestlers were probably the consistent toy that I enjoyed, and my kids love wrestlers now. So
Our grandma used to let us build like sheet forts outside in the summer with the. I had Cabbage Patch dolls too. I didn't have many other dolls. I don't know. I wasn't big on dolls, but those were cute.
Taylor loves
Um,
dolls for some
I know.
reason.
She's like my sister. Colleen had dolls out the wazoo.
Bet not be.
Dolls, 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 all over the place. I don't know. And then Ashley, she was like the explorer and did all like
Outside.
sciency, like I wonder how this works. Let me figure it out, kind of thing. But it's like Barbies, tons of Barbies.
This says what was your nighttime routine, but like as a kid, do you really have a nighttime routine? The only thing I remember consistently is I was afraid of the. I mean, I'm still afraid of the dark. I'm not gonna lie, but I was like afraid of the dark, and so if everybody was still awake, even though I was tired, I'd try to act like I wasn't, and so I'd be closing my eyes, and then they'd be like, "Hey, you can't go to sleep out here. Go to your room." I'd be like, "No, I was just resting my eyes. I'm not
That's
asleep."
what the kids do when they're starting to fall asleep downstairs. I'm like, I can't carry
Hey,
you. Don't,
easy with the
don't.
motion. Easy on emotion.
Um, I
Who?
don't know. I always like during school at bedtime, can brush your teeth,
Yeah, I
get ready
can't
for
remember
bed.
what our bedtime was, but I think it was something. We had
Weekends was later.
weekends. We didn't have bedtime, but who was your favorite relative? Did you have a favorite relative?
I am.
She's
You
not
can't
gonna
pick
answer that.
favorites. Nope.
Um, I had my cousin Chris was my favorite
Hey guys.
relative. What's up, B? My cousin was my favorite relative. He was 4 years older than me, and a lot of
Oh,
times,
wrong one. I thought you were just talking about the
nah,
other
my
one.
cousin Chris. Well, later. So my cousin Chris was my first favorite relative. Um,
That's Preston. He always tries to sneak in here.
yeah. My cousin Chris was older than me, so I'd always try to hang out with him. And from time to time, he would live with us. And then he ended up flying off the handle. But then, as I got to be teenager, Then my favorite relative from that point on was my younger cousin, Brandon, who's been in a couple videos. We used to podcast together. We used to rap together. He was my favorite relative for a long time. Let's see.
Who was your favorite teacher? What year? And name, if you can remember.
So eighth grade, she was my homeroom teacher, but she was the home ec teacher. Her name was Miss Hunt. So at our school, like she was the dope teacher, and home ec was just a fresh class. What about you?
Fourth grade, Mr. Bennell. Um, he was one of the coolest teachers that I'd ever had.
What's up, Marcos, man?
He had been to Australia, so he brought that into the classroom, and that was something he was really big on. And so I remember at one point we had to do a report on Australia. We had to give a very good report, and he'd pick. I think
That's kind of a setup.
the ending to it all was he was going to pick 4 students that could come to. This would never happen these days because people get weird, but all him and the 4 students and his wife would be able to go to his house, and he'd do a barbecue and hot tub.
Mm.
And me, my best friend at the time, this other boy, and then another person. I don't remember who. We all ended up winning that,
You
and it
won,
was like the coolest
and you
thing.
went to
Like,
the teacher's house.
yeah, it wasn't weird. Don't,
Yeah, yeah,
not
no,
like
no,
that.
no,
That's
no.
when,
Yeah,
like, I don't
I
know.
get you.
It wasn't weird.
I get you.
Now you think of that, and
Um,
it's like, I don't know.
what? Yeah, you could never do that now. What fun
I
traditions
also
did?
played touch football in 4th grade.
What fun traditions did your family have? Did you guys have any fun traditions?
We always, that's probably why we do it now, but we would always watch the Christmas cartoons, like the really old
Yeah,
ones
like
leading
little
up to
drummer boy and
Christmas.
stuff. Yeah.
And
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
just decorate the tree and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Stay
I
up
think
watching
traditions
cartoons
I
and stuff.
mostly remember is like Christmas traditions. We've always opened our presents on crab bowls in the summer. That sounds good. Um, we always open our presents on Christmas Eve, like all of our presents, and then we wake up and we'd have a present or whatever to open. And then we also got in our stocking every year we got those lifesavers packs that like fold apart, and there was like a book or whatever, and it came with like 12 packs of lifesavers. And my favorite was butterscotch, so I always got everybody's butterscotch ones.
Yeah, we would. Well, that's kind of like what I do now. Like, I like to give them their thing with their brand new pajamas and the popcorn and Christmas movie, and that way
Yeah.
they get to open something,
And
even
my
though they guess they already know there's
and
pajamas
even
in there.
even now, my mom's favorite or my mom would always have the Christmas story on because it plays for 24 hours. So we'd always have that playing no matter what was going on.
Christmas movies are the best. And now Braden, he asks to watch that.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's funny, like it is comedy. All right, so these are a little bit different. Who goes to bed earlier, me or you?
you definitely fall asleep before I do.
Gosh darn right. Well,